go. Mm.
Thank you so much for showing up for the support group. How was your day?
I'm doing good. How about you?
What time is it in your place? Because I don't remember your time zone.
It's 10 here in the morning, Central Time.
CST. So it's 8:20 in the morning.
It's 10:20 here.
Oh, it's 10:20 over there in the morning. So how was your day? I mean, how was your last day actually? Yeah, how was your whole week?
Yeah, it's been busy here and there.
Okay, so what about your you are a motivational speaker too. So how about your motivational sessions? How is going on? Your motivational sessions?
Motivation session?
Yeah.
It's feeling good.
Okay, so you were I remember that you told me last time that you're working with police too. So I would like to know that how you work with them.
It's been on off lately with them. Yeah, just been work. Trying, the thing is, the person who I usually work with, Darla, basically she's been had a rough accident and she's been slowly recovering. I know that too.
So okay, let me introduce myself. I think we should introduce ourselves because usually when people talk, then they introduce each other. My name is Dr. Khan. I'm a clinical psychologist, psychotherapist, speech and language therapist, and advocate for autism and mental health. And our other participant is Dr. Shagufta Nasir Abbasi. Kindly introduce yourself, Dr. Shagufta.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Shagufta Nasir Abbasi. I am clinical psychologist, psychotherapist, child and adult, and working with also cardiac patient, prevention and cardiology patient. We are both the founder of CRPR, Center for Research, Prevention and Rehabilitation, and I am senior vice chairperson in the
She froze. I think you all froze over here. I'm sorry, I was a little bit off just because of some reason. So, did you introduce yourself, Justin?
I'm Justin. I'm a self-advocate for autism. I work for a company that does ABA therapy for autism as a data entry clerk. I'm 40 years old, and I was diagnosed with autism back in 1985, and so I've been navigating around the field basically over the years and what I want to do, and done a lot of different things from public speaking, self-advocating, worked at different jobs, went to college myself, so for like that entry kind of line of work. So been talking to other groups and my journey of autism from different areas have aspects as well.
So, did you visit other places too for those motivation sessions you are providing, or you are advocating for autism, or you just do these practices in your own area?
Basically, I try to get out more here and there. Just it's been hard to connect with other people. Basically, it just depends on who I can connect with and everything. I mean, most times I've been out where I am, but there's like a basis from the workplace I have. As I've been doing some of these different other areas in the U.S. at times.
Okay. So, what about your job? How your job is going?
I've been doing good with them. Been for 2 years, basically.
Yes, I remember. So it was some kind of remote job, like you were doing some kind of data entry at your home.
Basically, a lot of stuff I'm doing for him is behind us. Mostly for admin stuff for him, like more stuff that have to do paperwork and all of things for the company, all day over the office.
Okay. So how's your parents? If I remember your parents, how they are?
They're doing good.
Okay. So when you're doing these motivational sessions and everything wherever you go. So how they feel about that? I mean, do they encourage you more for the things you are doing, because you are doing a lot of things? For example, you are a motivational speaker too, you're working with police officers, and you're doing your own job. So do they help you out to manage all these things?
And just basically, yeah, just how we schedule around things like that, and how hopefully things put together. And mostly, like last week, I've been doing some network with other people here and there, like autism caregivers are on Ben group, and some other one-on-one lunch meetings with people as well.
So what are the problem do you think adults and children are facing, like in now generation, in this time period? What are the problems?
Yeah, it just depends on day-to-day things, living, but it depends on hopefully not many conflicts, and just having this do like appointments of mine, and just mostly maintaining stuff as usual.
So uh, you go to schools and universities also, or you just do this speaking or these sessions in halls and public speaking places?
Mhm. I mean, I'm not in school. I got pretty much basically still my certification backgrounds, basically, from college.
So what is the challenging thing that you face, like you think that still it need to be changed? What is that thing?
Basically, I think still a lot needs to be changed of the more on the like say the more legislative front to more community aspects here and there, and just more to be like people help for job wise, school wise, different like say if you're going to college, or help with being independent more at times.
So you think that okay, if you talk about community, do you think that because everybody is talking about autism too much, like everywhere you will see a lot of organizations that are talking about autism, and there are a lot of children or adults. I have seen children who are autism advocate as well. I did not get a chance to talk to them, but I know 2 or 3 children. I would try to get to know them. But the point over there is that there are a lot of children who are advocating for autism. There are a lot of adults who are self advocate about autism, and there are mothers who are also advocating about their child, that their child have autism, and their organizations as well. So do you think all these efforts are going to somewhere, or they we still need to do a lot of work if we talk about advocacy efforts for autism?
Yeah, I think it's just more, especially when they get older, basically like 18, 21 age, just more resources for that, basically, and just like help be more independent, and of course has to do financial and like health and all those things, basically. Because you get to a certain age when you're adult, you have to basically get your own health insurance, and there's quite a few things, basically.
So you think that yes, you, of course, you're very much right that financial thing is a very difficult and challenging thing for parents. That first thing is financial aspect, and the second thing is how the children are going to live independent if they go to a certain age. Let's say it's 18 years of age. So how they're going to live independent in their life and things, whatever they. So do you think that
Yeah, also
organization
the
or
interest in
Mhm,
say of college and all that too, because I know that can add up too.
mhm. Yes, you're right that you're saying that going to college and education, because when you talk about special needs, different needs, then there's a lot of financial burden on the parent.
Mhm.
It's not always that you get some funds for your child or grants for your child, things like that. So there's always a burden over parents. So do you think that parents okay, I'm not I will ask about education institutions, are they playing the role they should play, or they need to change something? If you like to advise something about that.
Yeah, yeah. Even like if someone be more independent, like have a job and be able to have their own good times and everything. With make sure they help have a more job they're interested in as well. That they'll be able to motivate to be able to grow in the companies, to basically just be able to advance it, like pretty much like any other person who wants a job, and then they'll get like say pay raise or move up the ladder, things like those too as well. If they have that kind of interest. Like, I mean, I know I have that interest too, basically want to expand and grow as well.
So you think that we need to work on that aspect, like giving them jobs that is friendly environment, that the environment should be friendly, away from distraction, a lot of distraction, and those autism individual who have senses issues, so that they can work over there. Okay, let me ask you about ADHD. What is your opinion about ADHD? I mean, you might have seen children who have ADHD or adult who have ADHD. What is their position in the current scenario?
I mean, some of them I know have I mean, there's medication for that to be able to help with their control aspects, to hopefully outgrow it, and just a family of mine had stuff like that too, and they pretty much are able to more succeed and over time with the proper environment and aspects of life too. Just that's sometimes it can help with just getting the mindset too, and be able to focus on their goals. I know that too.
Are they able to get the attention which few of because everywhere I have seen neurodivergent, a term I always see that is they call themselves neurodivergent person, or they will call themselves autistic person, auti or something like that. But like it's in a current scenario, they put autism, they put ADHD under autism. So don't you think so that these two things are different conditions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that.
I'm asking
Yeah,
because you're working with your ABA therapist as also you're working with children also. So what you learn from your own experience working with children or adult if you are working with adults?
because even I mean I know have the experience of my own with the learning the speech and occupational therapist basically as well from my grade school the years, basically, and tie shoes to vocabulary building, and just be able to maintain things and day-to-day aspects, and especially of assignments and when certain things are due. I know the homework or projects from schools, and be able to get those done at time. I mean, especially I was more latter years of my life on getting them like certain, you have so many different subjects, and you get assigned different things where you got one class, you got a test, and you got another one that's project due, and there's all things like after school activities as well. There's like so many different things in school that you have to buckle down on and get it done or attend it or as well.
So you mean that it is a challenge to go to school because yesterday I was just reading an article that was about that when we are sending our children with autism, or you could say ADHD or neurodivergent in other cases, people call it like that as well, that we are giving them a trauma. So what is your opinion about that? Is a school a trauma for a child with autism?
I mean, for me with the autism, I know you get a lot of special ed as well, like classes like read, write, English, and it you got more of that one-on-one aspect basically with the teachers as well, because the classroom's about I see about half of the what the normal ed class is basically size wise, and you can get more of that attention with the teacher and help and basically and the what the if you have a problem with assignment, or you're basically, or you're stuck on a certain problem on the as well, the it's like if like this yeah, sorry, remember the subject or something, basically the or how to understand where to go with the problem on this spreadsheet or sheet wise and understanding it, how to do all that basically.
So let's talk about your sensory, you could say sensory needs. Are you a hypersensitive or hypersensitive person? Talk about yourself, because it's a kind of a support group, and in support group we talk about our own self, our own experiences. So I would like to know your experience, and I would like to know your sensory experiences. So do you have sensory sensitivity, or sensitivity towards some texture, some sound, some kind of smell? Do you have these kind of problems, or this kind of sensitivity? I would say that.
I think it's more on the noise aspect of certain things here and there. It breaks my concentration at times, basically. Like if I'm focusing on something else, I'm like getting distracted with that at times, basically.
So what do you do when you get distracted? Do you wear some kind of headphones, or you have some other strategy for that?
Basically, not really, but it's just more like one set mind thing on that kind of aspect. Like I could be working on this, but I'm also focusing on that. I'm like, what the heck's going on with that?
Was it same when you were a child? You have same issues when you were a child, like you say that you have issue with the noise and distraction. What was different for you when you were a child?
Mostly when I was a child, basically, like it could be. I want to make sure I don't do damage to my ears with noise in a way too, because that can happen. I know that too at times. Like where you can get like tinnitus or losing hearing. That's because it's still developing and you're younger and all that too.
So was it like you hear a lot of sound, or background noise was going to affect you, or it was like loud sounds, or it was the sound of, like I was working with a child, and he was not he used to got afraid of the voice of the generator. So the moment it started, he would like to slap his hand because it was painful for him. So what kind of sounds you don't like, or you were sensitive to?
I mean, especially when it comes to flying on planes, boy, that really did something as well.
Okay, so what about the sound of a train?
Popping and everything else.
Okay, so you are sensitive toward aeroplane. What about the sound of horn?
Well, say when you're on the plane itself and you change the altitudes, I know that.
Okay, so do you used to wear some headphones, noise cancellation headphones, or you just used to avoid these situations?
I mean, basically, it's like yawning, or it takes that out times. That's what I know my family. I didn't know anything about like headphones or anything at the time.
What about food? What about your do you like some certain food, or do you like some certain texture and you avoid their foods? What is your food preference?
Basically, it's like chicken and fish, shrimp, things like those. Basically, I like. I mean, that's what I have about a good chunk of time, basically, for me wise.
So do you cook yourself, or your parents are cooking for you?
Depends on. I mean, sometimes I can. I mean, I'm not much of a cook or whatever, but I could do like say frozen pizza or a toaster oven, things like those. I can't like to cook stew or whatever, things like
And
those.
that is complex dish, and it needs a lot of time to cook also. I don't know, 1 hour or 2 hours. Stew is very difficult to cook. So they are giving you. What about your handling finances? Do you handle your finances by yourself, or are you just doing this with the help of some sister or your father or your mother?
So, did you say financial or?
The financial aspects. Do you handle finances?
Yeah, like for me, I can work, spend my money, have a credit card, things like those. Be able to spend what I want, when I want, things like those. But try not to, of course, overdo it because certain things that would drain my. Make sure it's on a budget.
Okay. So how you handle that budget? Who help you in that budget?
Hmm?
Who help you in that budgeting? Yeah,
It's my own things, but I want to make sure we'll pay the bills or whatever at times. Like if I use a credit card, they'll pay, I don't want be, having them sending me letters or emails saying, hey, you owe us money still.
So it's like when you go to shopping that you're shopping impulsively. Is it like that?
I mean, I don't continuously spend like crazy, but I'll make sure I know when to spend, when to stop.
Okay, so it's like do you make a list whenever you go, or you just start buying things randomly?
Like if I spend something really expensive, I'm like, no, I can't buy anything else because I still got to pay for that kind of things. Or if I buy multiple things at once.
Okay, so you're managing your finances.
Myself, I got to pay for that stuff still. If I use a credit card.
So it means that you're handling your finances by yourself. Or you just take help your parents also?
I understand about when it comes to money aspects. I definitely understand that one for sure. Especially if I, down the line, like say if I have I get a car payment, or if I was living in, like I can imagine if I was living in an apartment or something, I had to pay a landlord or something at times.
Okay, I would like to ask you that how did you learn that management, like managing your own finances? How did you get that skill? Because that is a difficult skill, and parents usually ask me that how we can teach our child to learn their finances, how we can give the concept of the money, how we can give the concept of addition of the money or subtracting the money, or you can go and buy something from the store. So how did you learn that?
I mean, while I was in middle school, I don't know if they still do this anymore, but balancing like checkbooks and stuff. Like, here's how much you have. Okay, you get money from this day, that's a plus, or you spend it on this, that's a minus. And then at the end of and here's how much you have left. I mean, that's one thing I learned is like balancing checkbooks, which I'm probably sure we don't do anymore. But or if you have you look at your bank statements, or that's one way to look at it. To like, if you have what's in your checking, savings, what's in your credit card bills, and I mean, pretty much that's some of the stuff you.
So you were also managing the money when you were young, like you used to get your pocket money and you were buying stuff for yourself. How did you learn that? Because money management is a difficult skill. It's not an easy job, especially with.
No, it's not. Yeah, no.
Because
sometimes you.
The moment you got a message or email, it start giving you the anxiety. I mean, you know that you get some payment and you got a notification. I think you might also agree with that notification always bring anxiety. So how did you learn that skill? What the step your parents were taking or your therapists were taking?
I mean, mostly like from school, of course, my own parents, and of course, the other thing is it also has to do with discipline. And I mean, I know some of us are basically there's like stores we like to go to. You walk in there like, okay, I'm gonna buy this thing here or whatever, and then go in the store and you come out with more than expected at times from the store. I'm like, darn it, because of the sales, and you talk basically sales people in there and everything else. And
so they knew that you are the one who can, for one chocolate, maybe they give you $10 from, I don't know what is the price of chocolate in your area, but you might be the one who can give to buy one chocolate or one candy and hand over all the money. Was it like that? Because this is what a girl shared with me. She said that if somebody give her 1K, I know our money is changed from your money. But let's say if their parent give them $100 and she go to the supermarket, and if she have to buy one bread, and she will leave the money to that cashier and she will run away to the home because it was giving her so much anxiety. So in your case, it was also like that. Like for one chocolate, you will give them $10 or $20, you will just run away without asking them from, the remaining money. So it was like that for you.
I mean, also, because you might want to more than one thing. You might want to put 2, 3 other things, and And also, it's just the other thing is just the discipline and tell yourself, no, I can't get this right now. I can't get the periods like again. This has to do with discipline. And tell yourself, I'll get that another time, or no, this is what I got to work with right now. You know, kind of things, and maybe another day I can get that.
Okay. So was it like that your parents was going with you to help you out that this is store and this is the shop and you have to buy, because it's not a random ththing. There is always effort involved in that. If we talk about children, people with on spectrum or the neurodivergent people, because they have to learn things differently. So the parent was always there for you to help you out, to make you familiarize with the supermarket, the store, the people around the store. It was like that.
Yeah, because like I said, it has to do with a lot of basically the key things, like the whole thing of budget and parents telling you. I mean, if they're young, or your parents tell you, or where you need to get this, nothing else kind of thing. Here's the money for this. Don't get anything else. That kind of thing. I mean, it's got to be like, so again, it has to do with like discipline and
Exactly.
figure out what you see what the store, the price, and everything else. That's the other thing, like, because usually a lot of the items at the stores have like a price tag on them, basically.
Okay. So you look at the price tag first. That what is the price of that thing? Then you decide that you need to buy that or not. Okay. So is it only about the food? Okay, Leah's also here. We have another person also here. She's also autistic, by the way, and she's from Canada. So yeah, she's coming. I think we need to start this meeting again because we have only 3 minutes. Okay, so I was asking that the thing you told me, was it only about, hello Leah, I think you're sleeping. So is it only about, okay, meet Justin. He's autistic and he's 40 years old and he will tell your own story. Leah, we have to start this meeting again, actually. We have 3 minutes left for that.
Oh, perfect. I'm sorry I'm late. I had a night shift unexpected last night, and I just woke up.
I like the hairstyle.
I just noticed it was so bad. Oh no, my hair's usually.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I'm here.
Hey, nice to meet you. Welcome.
Oh, you have nice. Hi.
We were doing very interesting discussion because we were talking about management finances, and he was just telling me that he have to look at the price tag, and the discussion was very amazing because I was working with a girl, and her mother used to give her $100 for one bread. Her mother said that, okay, buy one bread and come back home. She would not take the change, and she would just run back to the home because she was so afraid to ask, please give me back the money. So it was giving her the anxiety.
Yeah, they're supposed to change when this.
To manage.
And they're supposed to change basically when you buy an item or from the stores and all that.
Yes, he's like,
I missed the story, so it sounds like what you just talked about, though. It sounds similar to selective mutism, which is very common, and I had it, and it's common with a lot of girls with autism females.
By the way, she was not a boy, she was a girl, and she was doing this.
Sorry, my hair's like, what is this?
What happened?
Yesterday morning, all of this was like this straight. I was like,
Nasha, show.
it's because I fell asleep with my hair wet.
I don't know what happened to her.
What is the story exactly? I missed it. So who is her?
Let's restart this meeting again because we have 1 minute left, and we will discuss. We will restart this again. Okay, let's do this discussion again. Okay, thank you. Please, Justin, come again. Join this meeting again.
So, like I said, it's like having to do like make sure the price tag on there and
okay, but
like
we are going to end this meeting, and you need to
also has to do with like a lot of
we have only 1 minute.
that's
Okay, join this meeting again if you have time. Thank you.